This is Amud Yomi Gemara in Berachos Daf Chaf Aleph Amud Aleph. We pick it up in the bottom of Chaf Amud Beis from the Mishnah. Says the Mishnah, Bal Keri Maharer Be'libai Ve'inai Mevarech Leila Fanev Leila Achra. A Bal Keri, with regard to saying Shema, should not say the words of Shema, but rather should be Maharer. He should think of the words Be'libai in his heart. And he does not make the brachas even in thought, says Rashi, neither before nor after Kriya Shema. And Rashi very importantly points out that what's going on over here, this is the takana of Ezra, that there's tefillah for a Baal Keri to learn Torah. Of course, we know we don't pass in this way, but it is a chumrah, says the Mishnah Berurah. Vala mazain. And for food, mevarich la'acharov, you bench. However, ve'enai mevarich lefanav, you do not make a hamaitzi. Rav Yudah mevarich lefaneim ula'achrein. Now, what's the reason you don't make a bracha beforehand? The simple reason Rashi explains is that has to do with, is it deraisa or is it derabanan? On deraisas, we're going to be machmir. That's why one's going to bench. On derabanans, we're going to be mekel. That's why you're not going to say the bracha beforehand, but the Gemara will elaborate. Says the Gemara, here kedibur dami. What do we see from over here? That here her thought is kedibur dami, is like talking, and that's the reason why you should be mahar, think the words of Shema, and then it's considered like saying them. Because if you're going to tell me it's not called talking, lama mehar, what do you gain by thinking the words of Shema? Elamai, rather, what must you say here is kedibur dami. But says the Gemara, so if here is kedibur dami, if thought is like saying it, so yaitzi bisvasav, just say it properly. If here is the level of dibur, so just do the dibur itself. Says the Gemara, no. Kedash kechan besinai, the halacha is you should do like by Har Sinai, which is by Har Sinai they didn't become tameh, even though they were just going to be maharer the words. They weren't actually going to be yotzei b'svasav. So that's what we're going to allow you to do, is just be maharer the words. Rav Chisda Amar in the first wide line of Chaf Amud Beis, the opposite approach. Here is lav kedibur dami. These are kedibur dami. Says Rav Chisda, yotzei b'svasav, just say the words. Elamayir lav kedibur dami. It's not go talking. Says the Gemara, Salama meharher. So Lamaisa, why should you think the words of Torah? Says the Gemara, if it's not considered dibur, we don't want that everyone is sitting there and saying Shema. Everyone is being makabel malchus shemayim. And what are you doing? You're doing nothing. Says the Gemara, so if the whole point is you just don't want to be doing nothing, we just learn something. Why does it have to be Shema? No, we want particularly that which the Sibur is doing. And we move over to Chaval, Amud Aleph, says the Gemara, when it comes to davening, the Davar Sibur Iskin by the Sibur is busy davening. Utananim learned to the Mishnah. If you're in the middle of davening, and you realize you Baal Keri, what should you do? Finish quickly. So the Gemara is medayik this brisa time. It's only because you started, but clearly we see Allah Yisrael. If you did not start, then Lo Yaschel, you shouldn't start. Why not? Everyone else is saying Shema, and you're sitting Batal. Answers the Gemara, shiny tefillah is different. Less way malchus shamayim. We don't want everyone being mekabel malchus shamayim and you sitting and do nothing. Ask the Gemara 1 second. What about benching that we said after you eat? And we said so answers the Gemara, you're right. New teretz. That's why we're makbid. We're tefillas derabanan and therefore not. Amr Rav Yehuda 10 lines down. Chaval Amud Aleph. Minay the Berachos Hamazon la'achayra min ha'Torah. How do you know that benching is midaraisa? Shneim rachatav zavata uveirachta. How do you know benching before? How do you know Berachos Torah before learning his daraisa? Shnemar kishem shemek avagoda lelokenu, and that's why Berachos Torah before you learn benching. After you eat, those are the two daraisas. Those are the two that we're going to tell you to do, even while one is a bal keri. Amar Rav Yechanan lamanu Berachos Torah lachayrav mirim Berachos Hamazon mikavachaymer. Ask Rav Yechanan, I don't understand. Why don't we just learn Berachos Torah from Berachos Hamazon, just like benching, which is after you eat is daraisa? So why don't we say that Berachos Torah after you learn is the daraisa? Berachos Hamazon lefanim and Berachos Torah mikavachaymer. We should learn how Berachos Hamazon, the bracha before you eat, from Berachos Torah from a kavachaymer. Says the Gemara, Berachos Torah la'achayra min Berachos Hamazon. And finally, one of them Berachos Torah afterwards been Berachos Hamazon mikavachaymer. Now we're going back and we're explaining. Berachos Torah la'achayra min Berachos Hamazon mikavachaymer. What was the kavachaymer? Uma mazon changed to the levan of la'achayra of benching. You don't make the bracha before, and yet the balkari benches afterwards. Torah shetun lefana. Torah, would you make the bracha before? And did you do la'achayra? Certainly you should have to make a bracha afterwards. And now the flip side of Berachos Hamazon lefanim and Berachos Torah mikavachaymer. So now benching the forehand that mighty from Berachos Torah. That what? Uma Torah shein tuna la'achayra. You don't make a bracha afterwards. Yeah, tuna lefanel. Mazon shetun la'achayra. They make a bracha afterwards. And did you tuna lefanel? Says the Gemara, ikal mifrach. You know what the kasha is? Male mazon kein nehene. You get benefit. Male Torah. This is a benefit. That what kein chay olam. It's for eternity. So says the Gemara, there's an element of benching that's better than Berachos Torah that's better. Therefore, we cannot learn one kavachaymer to the next. And furthermore, Tanan, what do we see in our Mishnah? The Mishnah said explicitly that on benching you only say afterwards, not beforehand. Te yofta. Therefore, we do not go with that we just said. We only say benching afterwards, and Berachos Torah beforehand. We don't make the two kavachaymers. Amar Rav Yehuda, about 13 lines from the wide lines. Chaval from Aleph. First word of the line is Amar. Amar Rav Yehuda. Safek kara kriyishma. You're not sure. Safek loy kara. What's the halacha? Says Rav Yehuda. Ei noi chayzer v'kayrei. Don't say Shema again. But Safek Amar Emes Yatziv Safek Amar. If you're not sure if you said Emes Yatziv, then chayzer v'aymer Emes Yatziv. Then you do. My taima, says Mar, what's the reason? Kriyishma derabanan, Emes Yatziv de'araisa. Suggests the Gemara that really Kriyishma is only derabanan. And Emes Yatziv is de'araisa. Therefore, a safek on a derabanan you don't repeat. Safek on a deraisa you do. Asks the Gemara, the Aviyas Kasha, Masev Rav Yosef, Ushachov Kumecha. The Torah says you have to say Shema. Amarle Abaye, no. Who but every Torah said that's just something you have to learn in the morning and night. Tanan, continues the Gemara to ask. We learned in a Mishnah about Kari Mariv Libo, Vina Mivarech. About Kari thinks the words of Shema, doesn't make the bracha, Lo Lefanav, Lo Lachreo. Benching you bench after is you don't make the bracha rishayna, says the Mishnah. If you're going to tell me that Emes v'yatziv is a din daraisa, you should make the brachas afterwards. My time mevarich. It says my time. What would be the reason to say my time? What would be the reason to say? There's a different gears over here. Midu taima ella mishom this Yitzias Mitzrayim. What's the reason to say Emes v'yatziv because of Yitzias Mitzrayim? Ha'it kelebe kriyishma. But you already said in Shema. Says Gemara v'neima havlo b'yiha. So why don't we just say this one and not that one? Just say Emes v'yatziv kriyishma. Diva disbei tarti. So says the Gemara, kriyishma is better because you have both Ol Malchus Shemayim and Yitzias Mitzrayim. V'lavlaza amera nu taret. Safik ar kriyishma, safik loikara. Chayzer v'kayrei kriyishma. But Safik Hispalel, Safik lo Yispalel, and Chayzer Mispalel. For Rav Yochanan Amar, no, even a Safik davening, you keep on davening. Why, says Rav Yochanan? The famous words in the first wide line, Halavai, Sheyispalel Isai, Kolayam Kulay Halavai. We would be able to daven all day and every day. Therefore, says Rav Yochanan, a Safik, you'll be able to repeat and daven again. V'amar Rav Yudam Shmuel, second wide line, Mitvila. A very important and often common halacha. V'nizker, in the middle of Shonesi, you realize she's that you davened already. Poisek, stop, drop, and roll, stop right away. V'afilu b'emsa habracha. Says Gemara, Eini, is this real? Is this true? V'amra nachli kevin be'irav. Rabbi Ravua, Bayin Minan Hani B'nei Beirav, they asked the following question. What happens if you messed up and you said the Chol the Shabbos? You said Atar Chaynein. You caught yourself at the Salach and you Salach Lanu. What do you do? So the answer is the Gemara. Ma'usha Yigmar, do complete it. V'amar Lan Gaiman, you complete the bracha. Kolos bracha. So says the Gemara, that's why there are you completing the bracha, or as we just said, if you remember the middle that you already davened, you stop. Says the Gemara, fundamental different. Over there, you really have to bench, you really have to daven all 18 brachas. But it's Shabbos. For Rabbanu, Shabbos. The Rabbanan said you're not chayiv because of kavod Shabbos. They don't want to be matriach you. And there, however, but if you already said it, that's why you complete the bracha. Whereas by us, we're not talking about a case that you're really chayiv, you're potter, you already davened already. Therefore, you would stop in the middle. We'll pick it up from here. B'siyata dishmaya.